Hi everyone, welcome back to a new video, and today we are taking a look, and you'll probably have guessed it from the title anyway, the Double Eagle. Obviously a nondescript black box here with this model, but this is a Double Eagle URGI. Two reasons why I've bought this, and I have bought it, I haven't been sent it. One, I can see nothing about it online, even though it's just at its base roots a Double Eagle in a different packaging, that's fine. But no one's really shown it off on YouTube, so I thought I'd pick it up for that reason. And I'm also going to be drastically changing this rifle to turn it into something else, but we'll get into that in just a moment. So we'll open up this box here. It's a bit too big for my bench, but don't worry about that because we're going to be changing. I'll be eventually, at some point this year, transitioning into a new studio, and there's going to be a lot more space, going to look a lot cleaner, and I think you guys are going to like it. So we open it up here. We have instruction manual. It's called a DR16. I suppose instead of a Mark 16, you've actually got a QR code serial number sticker on there, which is quite cool. We get a magazine, which is a Double Eagle Stanag. Now, if you hadn't noticed, we've been stocking these on the Jaeger Precision website. They landed last week. I think today is Sunday, isn't it? So they landed early this week, and we have them in grey and tan. I think grey is all sold out, but we have a bunch of them in tan, which are going to be great for you guys that have picked up the MCX Hunter from Salvo. Right, we're going to pull this out here. You get an unjamming rod in the box. There's a couple of desiccant packets as well, but that's pretty much it. So let me get this out. I can get rid of the box, and we can carry on with this video. So this particular model with the Mark 16 Geisley handguard as the URGI. Now they do a bunch of nondescript models that I've seen on the distributor's website. So a bunch of different models. They do them in black and tan, and they do Mark 18s, and they do obviously the Mark 18 that we have seen from Double Eagle that's licensed, which is this one. They also do nondescript Mark 18s with the older RIS 2s and the newer RIS 3s. So this URGI, I bought it because I'm going to be doing something with it, but we'll be getting to that in a little bit. So in this spec with this rail, I'm sure maybe Double Eagle does a few different models with different rail lengths. This is a 13.5, so it is quite a long boy. I'm just going to check the barrel. So the barrel is about this long because it's a UK spec gun. And so yeah, it's the only length you can get it in this spec at the distributor in the UK. So there you go. We'll get the boring stuff out of the way first for those that aren't as well versed in these replicas. What is it? It's a gas blowback M4 made by Double Eagle using a clone of the Marui MWS Z system. We'll pop it open here so I can show you everything inside. What is nice about these guns, again, very weird, I haven't seen anyone talk about it. The pictures on the distributor's website are very obscure, so it's like a low-res image. You can't see any details on the receiver, so I wanted to know. So if you guys want to pick up, if you guys want to pick up a MWS gas blowback from Double Eagle at a good price, and also get something that's got blank receiver, because you all know if you've got a blank receiver, you can put whatever trades or your logo or whatever on like that. It's a good base to build custom rifles out of. So we'll just get our magnet here and we'll see. Obviously Z plate is steel, bolt release steel, hammer, sears steel, the selector is actually steel, the trigger's steel, the mag release is steel. There's tons of steel parts in this. Obviously, of course, the body pins, selector. I'm not sure if the button is. I mean, it is attracting to it quite strongly, so maybe. So a bunch of steel parts. The usual buffer system as you see in like normal MWS models. It's got a standard stock tube with a crane stock. Usually these are like 5 or 6 position. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 position stock. Sometimes you can open these up at the back. Yeah, we can with this one as well. So yeah, I've got a bit of storage space in there now. If you were, I'm sure they probably share some of these parts with their electric guns. If you have electric guns, as you can see, it almost looks like you've got the space here to put, like, you know, when they have the wired in fuses. So this is probably a widely used stock in the AEG models that they do as well. But you'd usually use that space to put your batteries down. Now with a gas plug, you don't need that, but you can whack stuff in here, maybe a little packet with some tools in, some Skittles, some extra batteries for your accessories. Whatever floats your boat's going to go on there. Most people will change that as well as the pistol grip anyway. The upper, usual stuff. We've got a nondescript Geisley charging handle, which doesn't have any markings on, which is fine. It's actually not too bad on the weight. So we have had models from Double Eagle in the past where these have been ridiculously heavy. It's not light, but it doesn't seem like too drastic. We have a bolt, which is like all their other bolts that they do, but it is, again, nondescript. There's no markings. So when you get the Noveskis, you get a Noveski marking here. Dino Defense have the 2Ds. So this is going to accept all the same parts as what those do. Whack an M-Pass in there and you're good to go. Same with the adjusters and everything like that. Hop rubbers, hop units, everything is going to be the same as a majority of their other models. Now they did recently release the Daniel Defense PCC, which is a little bit different. But you've got a Mark 16 rail on here. If you don't mind a long gun, I still think the Geisley Mark 16 is one of the best rails out there. Now this isn't, you know, isn't probably insanely accurate. Now I probably do have one. Let me see if I've got one. I do have Mark 16 rails. I have a lot of them. Just going to grab one from across the room, which is on a Marui that's half in bits. So this is the Marui one where it just has the Geisley markings, and then it's got some nicer screws. It's probably got a bit of a nicer finish to it. The machining's probably a little bit better, a little bit sharper on the edges and stuff where it's been cut. The barrel lug here is obviously different as well. So you are getting this at a cheaper price. So you can't always expect the same amount of quality you're going to get from some really nice high-end aftermarket rails like HAO. I've got a really nice Z Parts one, which is very nice as well. There's tons of companies that do them, but it's enough to get you started. You've got tons of M-LOK rail space on there. We'll put this back together here, just bear with me. Let's pop the front pin in, back pin in. The receiver is absolutely solid. There's a tiniest amount of play, but it's hardly even noticeable. And of course the usual trigger on them. I don't know if I'm just imagining it, but I feel like the Double Eagle stuff, the triggers are getting slightly better now to where they're almost better. In fact, I would say they are. It's right on the break point there. Here's a Marui. You got loads of mush on the Marui before it breaks. So it's getting to a point now where Double Eagle are producing rifles at a cheaper price and the triggers are better. It's right on the break point. Not quite as crisp as a VFC, but they are a lot harder of a lot heavier of a trigger pull. But the break point and the reset on this is absolutely phenomenal, to be honest. Better than a Marui, which is outstanding. Let me whack some gas in this magazine. Gas it up. I still think Double Eagle, with their magazines, if you're picking up a Double Eagle or you just want MWS spec spare magazines and you don't know which magazines to go for, I honestly think, unless you're getting Marui mags, the Double Eagle and Salvo standard mags are the better ones to have. They just seem, it seems like they've just carbon copied the Marui one. It's a little bit different here and there, but it seems to be good. It takes gas really well. Their P mags are a little bit hit and miss. So, don't know if I've actually got any 2.5s left. Let's see what we've got. So put some ammo in this thing, and then we'll get this thing chrono, but I think it's going to be pretty much okay. Right, I've managed to find some 2.5s for continuity's sake, but I am burning. I will have to put a bit of a disclaimer, as this is meant to be 2.5s in this speed loader, but if there's something mixed in and we get a bit of irregularity, That is my fault, but I am burning through so much ammo right now, developing parts. We're developing the suppressor. Got a bunch more MWS bits, pistol bits, loads of cool stuff. I'm getting through it, so I'm gonna have to start ordering it in bulk, I think. So, right, here we go. Propane in the mag, 0.25 gram BBs. We're gonna make sure, so hop is fully off. Just gonna give it a couple of clicks to make sure that the hop retains the BB. So we're gonna load one in, point the barrel forward. As long as it doesn't fall out, we're good to go. So here we go, 0.25s. And again, 0.982, I'm going to read these out to you now. 0.96, 0.937, 0.938, 0.919, 0.929, 0.922, 0.914, 0.916, and 0.854. So they were hovering around about 280 with the last one coming in a little bit lower. Let's put one more through it. Yeah, that one was a false reading, so it's possible that there's a bit of a mix-up of ammo in there. Could be a 2.8 in there or something. So I'm just going to rip the rest of this mag on full auto. So I fired 10, 11 rounds. We should have another 20 odd rounds in it. So let me just rinse it. And with it being a double eagle, didn't skip a beat. So why would you choose this? Why am I showing it off to you today? Well, I just want to show you more models, because a lot of people ask me, oh, you've covered this model, and I've been looking on such and such website, and I've seen the double eagle URG-I. Should I get that, or should I get this model? I like the URG-I for whatever reason. And I always try and reiterate to people, all of the double eagle MWS models all operate pretty much the same way. The only key differences are what it looks like and usually what spec it is. So is it Asian spec or UK spec? Because some shops in the UK do grey import them. So if this rifle was from Asia and I bought it in with a full length barrel, that gun would be doing 1.5 joules, 1.4, 1.5 joules easy. We saw that with the Mark 18. So you'll see there's you can just about see the brass in the barrel there. See it? So this isn't even as long as that. It's about 2-3 inches shorter, and this has a full. This is full Asian spec. This was sent to me as a sample, and that's why it comes in a little bit warmer. So this needs an impasse. To be honest, since this has been looked at, I'd shelved it and we haven't got round to building it yet. So there's just so many guns for me to do. There's another 3 or 4 rifles for me that I've got to show you, plus more pistols that I've got to show you. So you're just gonna have to bear with me. So yeah, why would you choose this over the others? Well, I think if you want a double eagle MWS model or an M4 MWS model, and you want to go for a double eagle over a Marui, the major pros this has, a lot of the parts they're coming with now, these double eagles, they're all steel. It has a very good trigger. We've got a blank receiver, so you could very much take this to someone, have Geisley markings on this, and you've got a Geisley M4, or you could rip the rail off, put some Strike Industries bits on, and laser engrave the Strike Industries logo on there, and you've got a Strike Industries build. Having blank receivers is a godsend, because you buy a Marui, they all come pretty much with Colt lowers on, which, because it's etched into or it's embossed into the metal, it's not something that you can just easily remove. I don't recommend filling them with like that putty stuff and then trying to relaser them. I've tried that before in the past with Systemas. Used to do a lot of work with Tackleberry, who's well known in the Systema PTW world, and we had one that was like that we had to fill and laser back. And although we got it working, it just wasn't great. To most people looking at it, they wouldn't have told the difference, but just knowing it's there and knowing it's not right, and that putty or that metal epoxy can come out at any point. So you're always better off having blank receivers, which is why previously when I've built custom M4s on an MWS system, I've always picked up an MTR-16, which you'll be seeing it soon on the channel because I need to pull my finger out and get it built. I'm doing Netsy, my editor, a custom built gun, and we've based that on an MTR-16 because it has markings on it, but it's all surface laser etch, which just comes off. It's getting cerakoted anyway, so you'll see that coming up. So what are my plans with this rifle? Well, I'm going to be tearing it apart. I don't know what I'm going to be doing with the stock and the grip just yet. I don't even have to mess around with the lower because I have double eagle aero precision lowers. They've already got all the markings on, so very, very cool. This is made by Double Eagle. I've managed to get my hands on a bunch of these. They're on the Jaeger Precision website right now in very limited quantities. I've kept a few to one side to do some custom builds with, but this is going to be the one. So I'm going to be taking this off. The Aero Precision lower is going to be going on. Again, I don't know what I'm doing with the stock and the grip just yet. However, I was perusing on High Pressure Airsoft the other day and managed to pick up a couple of cheap rails because I'm not spending £200-300 on an Aero Precision rail for this build, which is going to be fairly budget orientated. So I've got two options. Initially, I wanted to do an Aero Precision. This is an R1 rail, Atlas R1. They've got this very distinct, this isn't like insanely accurate to the real one, but it's kind of almost there. It's very lightweight, it is long. To be honest, it's well matched for the barrel that's already in this. This is a 12.5-inch rail. The standard rail, this is a 13.5-inch. There's going to be a bit of a gap. So I bought this. It was fairly cheap from High Pressure Airsoft. I think it was like 65 quid, something like that. And the R1 was the one I wanted to go for. However, when I was on their website, I was perusing other things, and I can't really find many places doing Aero Precision stuff at the minute. What would be nice is if Double Eagle have done Aero Precision lowers, we might see an Aero Precision MWS soon, maybe under the Salvo brand or something, who knows. But I also picked up this one, which is a 10.3-inch. This is an Aerostyle AR-15 enhanced M-LOK handguard. So if you go on Aero Precision's website, they do multiple different types of handguard. And the reason I picked this one up, which actually it's turned out to be really nice, we've got 3 QD points on there, is it reminds me of the Strike. I don't know if you ever remember the Strike tactical rails. They're a really fat rail. They did it in multiple different style lengths. They had this little sort of notch cut out here, like on this one, where it grabs the receiver and stops it rotating. But the biggest, I had a lot of Strike tactical rails which had the little spider logo on my PTWs at the time. They have a huge opening to the handguard. So I'm thinking we put the Aero Precision lower on, we take the URG-I off, we replace it with this Aero Precision rail. I'm then going to take the barrel down, I'm going to cut it down, and then we're going to fit or have some kind of integrally suppressed handguard on it now. I won't get an STFU in there. I could probably get one just to fit in the end. But I've got a bunch of different suppressors hanging around that I could try. Just having a look around the room to see what I've got. I've got a CGS one here. Will the CGS one go in? Not quite, just a little bit. It's just a gnat's hair too wide, but it gives us the ability, much like the Noveski N4 SD that I've got. We could chop a barrel down, have it come to about here, fit this suppressor in, or another suppressor with a tracer. This one's got the smoke generator in it, which is pretty cool. And we can have another integrally suppressed gun. And there's going to be a trend that you see coming up with this, because the next gun I've got to show you is not the same thing, but it's going down a very similar path. So yeah, I'm going to be changing this gun up to an Aero Precision AR. And like I say, I'm not really too worried about the rail coming off the rail. It's a nice rail. It's comfy. It's very much a Mark 16 rail. But for what I want to do, it's got to come off and be taken off. So there you have it. there is the URGI. I'm just seeing, I'm like seeing like minor differences in the receiver, but I think it's in my head. So there you have it. Any questions you want answered, let me know. But I think for anyone wanting to build custom double eagle based MWS M4s, this is going to be a great one for you. Send it off, get it lasered, get it cerakoted, build a custom gun, have a nice custom receiver. So there you have it. So thank you very much for tuning in. Any questions, put them down in the comments below, or better yet, go into the description, check out the link. It will take you straight to the Agustin Discord community. There's over 2,000 people in there where you can get involved and you can have the discussion there, which is a little bit easier than doing it in a YouTube comment section. But as always, thank you very much for watching. Hope you look forward to this build that I'm going to do. But for now, from me and Bench, we'll be seeing you in the next one.